So Auntie Tettle then just had a succession of boyfriends. Because during the war she had, and where she had this boy from, this, not John Margie, was another man who lived in the Shetlands. And I used to get cloth from, I'd have skirts and things made out of the Shetland cloth. I used to send it down. Hey, you've no idea, guys.
Colourful family.
You have no idea. No idea. But they all were.
So was that the first time that the Littlewoods came to Bridgemont? That when Uncle Law... What connect... Because is the family really a Bugsworth family?
No, well, because then Grandad, great, had died. And
Charles Louis had died.
Yes, so the house was big enough to support anybody who was left.
Which house?
Which was just, well, my father, who was then having a life of his own, but she came, so she died here. She died here. She died in this house.
Did Uncle Law and Auntie Polly come here as newlyweds? I always thought it was the grandparents who lived here.
No, the granddad never came here. It was to do with her. It was to do with her dying, and Auntie Emma saying, "We'll come together." And it was then that happened. But then this house was for everybody to come into if they wanted to. If they wanted to come, they could come. So they always did, didn't they?
So it was Auntie Polly and Uncle Law, and the spinster sister, Auntie Tettle. She'd lived here. She never did marry. Her fiancé had died.
So they came here, and then when the grandma was getting ill, she was brought here to sort of...
Yes, she came here. So as I say, I remember seeing her when she gave me this lamb. But my father then, by this time, had got the house across the road.
Yes.
So where you used to go as a little boy,
Number
they
56.
lived there then. So he'd always lived there. And
so he'd bought that.
Then
he'd moved out from living in New Mills with the...
Yes, to being married to my mother, and they had this house where you remember him.
Yeah.
And then when he married again, of course, he was here.
Well, after Sheila's mum died, Uncle Bert and Sheila lived back here, came to this house.
They still had that house across the road?
No. By this time, this house had gone because he didn't want it anymore. So they sold it to somebody. And then when Grandma Phyllis was on the scene, these people were moving, so...
They bought it back again?
Auntie Tettle owned all those houses.
Yes, she
did. She owned tons and tons of property.
She did.
Massive, because your grandma said on her wedding day, there she was married, all the aunties disapproving, and your granddad said, "Come along," and they went rent collecting on her wedding day. But they had masses of Auntie Tettle.
Oh, right.
You see, and that's the thing, that then Auntie Tettle at the end of her life, from being, she lost her sight very early, and of course had to be looked after. So, I mean, I spent my young life looking after people, and she then went to help Auntie Liddy, and Auntie Liddy was doing me at, I don't know how old I'd be, making mince pies at Christmas, making all this for the Queen's Arm, the pub.
Oh.
And then, of
Sorry,
course,
the Queen's is in New Mills as
yes,
well?
it is.
Right at the bottom.
Okay.
Yes. So that's where Auntie Liddy lived and died. She just never moved from that. But she married Ernest Scattergood, as I told you.
Yeah.
So he was the undertaker there.
In New Mills.
And he had quite a bit of money, I think. But then when Auntie Emma was going to the Queen's, helping Auntie Liddy, she met this person called, oh dear, I just